Hi everyone, my name is Olivia Wolf and I am the Program Director at the Findlay YMCA. Today we will be doing a couple of little things for our activity. We will be reading a book about polar bears. It's called Polar Bear, What Do You Hear? And then after we are finished reading our book, we are going to do a little science experiment and learn how polar bears stay warm in the frigid cold temperatures. But first we will start by reading our book. I have all of our little animal friends here to watch with us. So here, do Polar Bear, what do you hear? I hear a lion roaring in my ear. Lion, what do you hear? I hear a hippopotamus snorting in my ear. Hippopotamus, what do you hear? I hear a flamingo fluting in my ear. Flamingo, what do you hear? I hear a zebra braying in my ear. Zebra, what do you hear? I hear a boa constrictor hissing in my ear. Boa constrictor, what do you hear? I hear an elephant trumpeting in my ear. Elephant, what do you hear? I hear a leopard snarling in my ear. Leopard, what do you hear? I hear a peacock yelping in my ear. Peacock, what do you hear? I hear a walrus bellowing in my ear. Walrus, what do you hear? I hear a zookeeper whistling in my ear. Zookeeper, what do you hear? I hear children growling like a polar bear, roaring like a lion, snorting like a hippopotamus, fluting like a flamingo, braying like a zebra, hissing like a boa constrictor, trumpeting like an elephant, snarling like a leopard, yelping like a peacock, bellowing like a walrus. That's what I hear. And then that's the end. So, what we are going to do now, since we read the book about all these different animals, we are going to actually concentrate on the polar bear, and we are going to learn how polar bears stay warm. So as you can see with my polar bear friends here, they have a really thick coat of fur. But there's some other things that they have too that help keep them warm. And we're going to do that with a little demonstration to show you how they keep warm. So what I have over here and what you would need for this experiment at home is I have plastic wrap, I have some rubber bands, I have just a little bit of ice, and I have some all vegetable shortening. Now, probably wonder what we're going to do with our ice. Well, in this bowl, I have a bowl of water, and we are actually going to add some ice to our bowl of water because that's going to kind of mimic like the water that polar bears go into. Add our ice. our water really cold. Now, we have our bowl of ice water. So we have the environment that polar bears like to go into. And we know that polar bears have a really thick layer of fur that keeps them warm. But they actually have something else that keeps them really warm as well. And it's a layer underneath their fur, and it's called blubber. And what the blubber is it's this layer of like a fatty tissue that actually insulates or helps keep heat inside of their body. So when your body is warm, it produces a lot of heat. But that blubber layer plus their fur help keep the polar bears really, really warm underneath the cold water. So we're going to kind of demonstrate that by doing our little experiment. So if you're at home, the first thing you'd want to do is get your bowl of ice water ready. And then once you have that all ready, you actually are just going to take one of your hands, and you don't have to keep it in the ice water long, but you're just going to kind of dip it into the water. And you're going to notice pretty quickly how cold your hand gets. Your fingers might turn just a little bit red. You don't want to keep your hand underneath there too long, but you'll just notice that it gets pretty cold pretty fast. And now, the next thing we're going to do is take a little bit of our plastic wrap and wrap that around our hand. Now, if you don't have plastic wrap at home, you could also use like a plastic baggie, or if you have actually gloves at home too, like plastic gloves, you could use that too. But I'm just going to use this plastic wrap for now. And I'm going to wrap it around my hand. And then just to help it stay around my hand underneath the cold water, I'm only going to do my fingertips. But I'm going to take my rubber band and wrap it around my fingertips like this. Now, what you're going to do after you get your rubber band and your plastic wrap around the tip of your fingers is you're going to open up your vegetable shortening and put a little bit to start around the tips of your fingers. So if you have like a knife or something at home, like a butter knife or like a spoon, you could do that, but I'm just going to use my hands here, kind of dip it on in and get all of my fingers coated with this vegetable shortening. Now you're probably wondering why you're dipping your hands into the vegetable shortening with the plastic baggie. Well, what you'll notice once you have all of the shortening layered around your fingers and your hands is that when you go to dip your hand back into the ice water, your hands will actually stay really warm because what this vegetable shortening does is it acts as an insulator like the polar bear's blubber, like the layer of blubber that they have underneath their fur. And now, as your hand is coated in the vegetable shortening underneath the water, you can understand how they can stay so warm underneath the ice water. So, that is just a fun little experiment that you can try at home if you would like. The other part to this activity that we will actually be attaching to as a link in the video is we have a little polar bear coloring page. And you can kind of see with mine I did glitter and then I painted the background blue, but you can do it however you would like. And you can download that to print off as well, or you can just try to draw a picture of your own polar bear, whatever you're feeling up to. But that is all we have today for our polar bear activity, our little science experiment. So thank you for watching and stay tuned to see more videos posted to our Facebook page.